Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be looking at TextField and SecureField. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, I have created this file, TextField and SecureField template, and I've created a state variable for username and a function where we can actually create our text field, our first example of text field. So let's go ahead and start typing our code. So first, we're going to actually create our VStack, and let's use alignment property for this VStack to be leading, and then text username. Okay, and then we're going to create our text field. All right. So when we create a text field, there are several overloads that are there. But the one that we are interested in this one, where it takes a title, a string protocol, which is basically simply states whatever you want to put in. For placeholder text, you can put it in here. So enter username, for example, we can put it, and the text binding. So binding is basically a variable, binding variable, observable variable that can be put in and bound to this text field for two-way binding. So whenever the user types something, that field gets populated. So it's your model object that gets populated automatically as user is typing into that text field. So that's what this is, and we're going to use our state variable that we have created, username, with dollar symbol. Okay, don't worry about it too much. We are going to be covering bindings in more detail in later videos. So just keep tagging along with the UI components so we can actually wrap them up. All right, let's add some padding to give some breathing room around the edges here. And let's go ahead and try again on the simulator. And there we go. That's our text field that's created. If I go in the live mode, then I can actually type stuff in here. Okay, so that is perfect. Now, if you notice that our text field by default does not have any kind of styles. So that's actually one of the things that SwiftUI has changed. Instead of providing your default style, it gives you an opportunity to style it the way you want to style it. And if you want to style, you can simply use an overload, or not an overload, a modifier that can be applied on the text field itself. It's called text style, field style. Okay, and it comes with rounded border text field, and you can take that, you can just create an instance of it, and it'll create a rounded border text field for you. Okay, so that's your simple text field. Now, let's say if you want to provide a custom background for your text field. So let me create another function here, custom background. Okay, and it's going to return some view. We'll take a VStack and once again give it an alignment. We'll create our text field, and this time we'll say enter email, and let's create a state variable for email, and we're going to use that as a binding. So email, and then going to give it a foreground color of white. Okay, some padding, some background view. Okay, and we're going to say rounded rectangle, and this is where we are providing custom background. So we're going to say corner radius is going to be 10. Okay, and then we're going to give it a foreground color to be blue. All right, and going to add some more padding around it, and padding around our view as well. So if I go ahead and type custom background text, and resume, you'll notice that we have another kind of text field here. And as you can see, our placeholder text has changed to a darker blue shade. And if I go ahead and play it, when user types their text, it's going to be of white color because of this foreground color as white. Okay, so that's how you can actually create your own custom, totally random like text view that you can use that fits your style or your style according to the app that you're creating. Okay, so that's how you can create a custom background. Now let's say if you want to create a custom border. Okay, so let's create another function here. I'm going to create it at the top. Custom border text. And once again, it's going to return some view. Going to use our VStack again. And let's go ahead and go back to the username. Text field. Enter username. You can give it a padding. You can give it an overlay for a border. And we can create a rounded rectangle with corner radius as 10. And we can stroke this out. So we can stroke this rounded rectangle out. Dot stroke with color dot blue for the stroke color and line width as 4, and then let's give it a padding. Okay, so we should be good. Yeah, so let's say custom border text. There we go. Okay, so if we resume our canvas here, we're going to notice that we have another kind of text view that has a custom border around it, and you can type stuff on it just like a regular text view. Okay, so that's how you create your custom border text field. Now next, basically you can have a hint text, basically the placeholder text that you can provide. Now, TextField itself does not support custom text formatting for placeholder text. So we'll have to improvise that a little bit by using ZStack. So this is another technique that we can use. So we can say custom placeholder text, and it will return some view. Okay, and we can create a ZStack first. Give it an alignment as leading. Okay, and then we can say if the username, right, is empty. Okay, so if username is empty, we're gonna say text, enter username, and we can actually give that some style. Okay, so italic with foreground color to be blue and opacity to be 0.5. So it looks like a placeholder text. Now, if this is not true, that means the username has some value in it, then we can actually just go ahead and proceed just like normal. And for text field, while creating the text field, we are going to keep our text field value as empty, like the placeholder value as empty, so that doesn't show up. And then simply can just have username as our binding parameter. You can have some padding, and you can also have some overlay of rounded rectangle with corner radius to be 10. Stroke it out with color dot blue. So create a stroke or border and line width to be 2. Okay, and give it a padding as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see if this works for us. And I'm going to resume. All right, mail succeeded, and we should see our new text. So there we go. We have our custom placeholder text with custom color in here. And if I start typing, you can see our text disappears and it acts like a regular your regular text field, right? So as soon as you take stuff out, your text appears again. So that's the wonder of this object binding, the two-way binding that SwiftUI has introduced. It has made things tremendously easy and natural to flow in the sense when you're creating your UI, as you can see it here, right? Okay, so let's take a look at one more example or a couple of more examples of creating custom things. So let's say if you want to have your text field basically another icon, like you have those text field that have search magnifying glass icon in it. You can create that easily as well. So you can say text field with icon. Okay, and here you can create a VStack. Then we can create an edge stack because we want to actually we want to contain our image into that edge stack and image and the text field. So image and system name of the image is going to be magnifying glass. So we're going to use our SF symbols with foreground color to be gray. And then we create our text field. And a placeholder text, we're going to give it a search with text to be, just use username, for example, this case. Okay, and then we can have a divider. All right. And let's give the padding as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how this one looks. Text or text field with icon. And I'm going to save this and resume canvas. And you're going to notice we have this text field that has this nice border, or we are using divider as a border, and you can basically type in it for your search needs. Okay, so that's how easy it is to basically create these kind of views, or custom views, or custom text fields. Okay, so let's say if your need is for some reason to create a custom shape text field. Now that's actually another thing that's very easy to achieve. You can simply have, let's say, another function, custom shape text field. All right, you're going to create a VStack with alignment as leading, with our text as username, and text field enter username, text to be. Right, let's start styling this. So foreground color is going to be white, frame is going to be 55, or let's give it 50. Padding is going to be horizontal. Can have a background, and we can give it a view. So For example, let's try capsule with foreground color to be blue. Okay, and let's add some padding here. Custom shape text field. Go ahead and save that and resume rendering on our canvas. We should see a capsule view right here. There we go. So as you can see, we have our capsule text field, and you can still type just like regular here. Now there's one more thing that you can try is instead of having capsule as background, you can have a rectangle as the background, and there we go. You have like sharp edges, rectangle as the shape of your text field. Okay, so those are all the types of text fields that you can create now. Let's talk about secure text. So all the things that we talked about, they are still true for secure text. Secure text field. The only difference is secure text field is used for private information. For example, passwords and stuff like that. So whenever you have username and password stored for login screen, for example, you don't wanna display your user the password they're typing, because if someone is shoulder surfing, then they might actually see the password, and it's not a secure feature actually to have password in the plain text field. In those cases, what we do is we use secure field, and that's what we're going to actually use to see how we can create that one in SwiftUI. Now, all the things that we have learned about text field still applies in secure text field, just FYI. So let's go ahead and create our secure text. All right, and we're going to create once again a VStack. Password as text and secure field. Secure field. Now, the secure field takes some same way, two parameters. You can have like a placeholder text. In this case, you're not going to have any, and we can create a state variable or password. There we go, like that. And you can have text field style. The same text field style can be applied here. So rounded border text field style can be applied here. You can add some padding. And then let's go ahead and call this secure text. Go ahead and resume. Hopefully our errors will go away. That's good. And we have our password field created. And as you type, you're going to have your password displayed in a secure fashion, basically as dot. Okay, so that was all that is there, that I want to show you about text field and secure field. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the next video, we're going to look into progress bars, so how to create progress bars in SwiftUI. Okay, so I'll see you guys next for progress bars in SwiftUI. Thanks again for watching.